August bass fishing absolutely sucks. Seriously guys, you walk outside and it feels like somebody opened the oven door. But today, I'm giving you the 5 baits that I consistently reach for when August turns into an absolute hot box. It's 100 degrees outside, bluebird skies, not a cloud in sight. But the good news? The bass hate that scorching sun just as much as we do, so it's a little bit easier to predict where they're gonna be and when they're gonna be there. Today we're gonna start in reverse order. We're gonna start with number 5. Number 5, we're gonna start with the only bait that is designed to make some noise and the only one on this list that is top water. We're going to start with the River to Sea Whopper Plopper and the Berkley Chopo. As far as the River to Sea Whopper Plopper, I like to throw the 75 and I like to throw the 90. I don't like to go any bigger than that. I like the bone. It is the one that I seem to have the most success with, followed closely by the black or what they call loon. When I have a little less stained water, I like to throw the Berkley Chopo. I really like that alligator print. If not, just a regular shad pattern works extremely well. During the month of August, it's extremely hot out there, guys. Whether you're throwing the River to Sea Whopper Plopper or the Berkley Chopo, throw it during the first hour of the day or the last hour of the day or immediate following a dragonfly hatch. Those seem to be very successful, at least in my opinion. Guys, remember in the month of August, we're not trying to get anything moving extremely fast. We're trying to slow down ourselves, and guess what? The bass are trying to slow down as well. Cast this Berkley Chopo or the Whopper Plopper from River to Sea out there as far as you possibly can. Try to get into the shaded areas. Try to get where there's plenty of cover. Get through those areas where those treble hooks are gonna make it through there without getting caught up. Twitches, pauses, little burns, and just as soon as you take that slight hesitation, oftentimes that's when them big bass are gonna come up and blow it up. No matter which one you're throwing, guys, don't really get too crazy about the color. Don't get too crazy about the size. Like I said, keep them on the smaller side if you can. Get out there, don't overthink it. Bomb cast as far as you can. Let that top water do the work. Get out there early, get out there late, beat the heat, and I think you'll have some good luck with the top water bite during the month of August. All right, guys, we had our moment of fun, our hour of fun with that top water lure. When that bite shuts off, or if it doesn't even start with that top water lure, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go deep. The bass, as soon as that sun starts to come up and starts to get hot in August, they are gonna head deep. They're gonna get tight to cover, they're gonna get tight in that structure, and they're gonna be a whole lot less likely to chase any type of lure that you're throwing out there. That's when the compact jig, number 4, starts earning its paycheck. One of the biggest mistakes anglers make is throwing these giant jigs with really big trailers during the month of August. Sometimes less is more, especially during the month of August. Bass might just want a snack or a little small meal, and sometimes you're gonna have to put that thing right in front of their face for them to even think about or consider biting it. If it's too big or too crazy or just looks way too out of character, you're not gonna get bit. So we're gonna start fan casting with the compact jig or the finesse jig from Dirty Jigs. I like to throw this thing naked just the way it is. If you absolutely think you need to go with some sort of a trailer to get some more action on that jig, go ahead and throw something like this Adrenaline Craw from X Zone. It's a great bait, but make sure, keep them small, keep them subtle, and keep them as basic as humanly possible. Something like a craw or a beaver style bait will work great for you. I go with something like a green pumpkin, a blue and black. I stick with some really basic colors. Depending on how stained or how messed up or how funked up that water is. If that water isn't real bad, throw a green pumpkin. If it gets real stained up and crazy, go with a black and blue or maybe a bluegill or something like that. Sometimes less is more, especially during the month of August. Do not overwork the baits. Do not worry about 15 to 20 different color patterns. The bass are gonna keep it simple and basic, and I believe you should as well. Once we cast and get our bait out there, guys, remember during the month of August especially, always be a line watcher. You may not see that tip of that rod do anything, but you may see that line start to walk towards you, away from you, left, right, something. During the month of August, those bites are gonna be really finicky. They're gonna feel like just a little extra weight more than anything else. The bass may just grab it, hold it in their mouth, and just sit there without moving for a while just to see if it's legit or if it's something fake and phony down there inside the water column. Be a line watcher, especially during the month of August. I think that might pick you up a few extra bites. It's so hot out there. August is just kicking your butt. It's hot. The baits are not working. You want to find something like some shade and a chair. Guess what? You're in luck. That's kind of what the bass are looking for right now as well. A little bit of shade and a place to sit there and hang out and pick up an easy meal. That's when I reach for number 3 in my bag, the 6-inch Zoom Lizard. I like to keep it simple during the month of August. I'll go with the cotton candy, the green pumpkin, or my favorite right now is the watermelon seed 6-inch lizard from Zoom. Don't go crazy on your sizes. You don't need every single size out there. I like somewhere between a 1/8 to a 3/16 ounce bullet weight for that Zoom Lizard. Also, I like to use somewhere between a 3/0 and a 4/0 EWG or a worm hook depending upon the conditions. I will Texpose that lizard, make it as weedless as possible, let it drift down there naturally into that water column. Remember guys, once you think you're going slow it down even another notch. You want this thing barely moving inside that water column, and so does that largemouth bass. Get that bait out there, get it inside the water column, close your bail, let that thing fall naturally and as slowly as humanly possible. Do not rush it whatsoever. When it hits the bottom, give it a little shake. Pause and move everything extremely slow. That bass is probably sitting there waiting to attack that thing, but if you overwork that Zoom Lizard, he's going to take off and go the other direction or just sit there and look at it. If you keep it slow and you keep it as simple as humanly possible and let that Zoom Lizard look absolutely naturally, if you can go without a weight, throw it without a weight. When that bass sees that thing fall, he's going to see that tail, he's going to see those appendages, and he's just not going to be able to refuse it. If you work the bait too much, if you work it excessively, he's just going to look the other way. Keep it slow, keep it subtle, keep it looking as naturally as possible during the month of August, and that bass is going to get up there and smack it. Smallest hook humanly possible, smallest weight humanly possible. If you can go weightless, go that route. This bait catches bass. Why? It tells a bass who is lazy and does not want to move a whole lot that it has an easy snack or an easy meal falling right before his eyes. All right, heat of the day, folks, 95, 100 degrees, and you are an absolute savage and you say you're not going to leave the bank. The number 2 bait on this list is what I'm going to hand you. The Reaction Innovations Kinky Beaver in the Coosa Special Color. Guys, with this Reaction Innovations, we're gonna do just like we do with any other bait that we're rigging up here at Aquaholic Fishing. During August, we're gonna keep it even simpler. 3/16 of an ounce bullet weight. 4/0 EWG hook. If you wanna use a worm hook, phenomenal. If you wanna go with 1/8 or 1/16, do your thing. I'm going 4/0 EWG and I'm going with 3/16 of an ounce. Guys, in all honesty, you just cannot make it any simpler. Reaction Innovations Kinky Beaver. This is the Coosa Special Color. I got a small hook, a small weight. That's it. Folks, we're gonna fish this thing finesse. We're not power fishing. We're gonna push this thing up to every piece of cover we possibly can, and every piece of cover that we target, we're gonna pretend there's a bass sitting underneath it, because there usually is. Slow, methodical, finessing these bass into biting during those hot August temperatures. Whether it's 80 degrees or 110 degrees outside, if I absolutely know that I need to get bit by that largemouth bass, and it's gonna be the same every single time, you know, if you watch this channel, the number 1 bait selection that I'm going to have each and every time is going to be that Gary Yamamoto Senko. My absolute favorite colors to use this time of year are going to be the green pumpkin and that beautiful little pink guy right there. Why the bass love it? I don't know. They won't really tell me. I've asked them, they just won't let me know what the secret is. But I'm telling you right now, whether you're Texas rigging that thing, wacky rigging it, or my all-time favorite during this time of year, Nico rigging it, you're going to catch bass on that Gary Yamamoto Senko. If I'm wacky rigging it, I'm usually going right through the bait with the finesse hook. The number 1 or the number 2 from Gamakatsu is one of my absolute favorites. Whatever works for you, use it. Some will not utilize these because they will say at times they will skin hook the bass and not get a deep enough hook set. Personally, I would rather lose a few bass with that hook set and not getting deep enough penetration than not get bit the entire day because I'm using way too big of a hook. If you like to use the VMC collars or if you like to use the O-rings, knock yourself out. There's nothing wrong with these whether you're going parallel or perpendicular with the bait. When I'm using a Nico rig, I'm using this weedless Nico 1/0 or this VMC Nico finesse hook exclusively. They both work really good for me. Other than that, I'm using the number 1 or the number 2 split shot drop shot hook, usually from Gamakatsu or something like that. Whether you're Texas rigging it, wacky rigging it, or Nico rigging it during the month of August, I would advise you to use the smallest weight possible and the smallest hook possible, and I think that will get you many more bites. It may not get you all the hookups that you want, but that's up to the angler. That's not up to me. Most of the time, if you're not catching on the Senko, it's something you as the angler are doing wrong. Cast it out there, let it fall, let it touch the bottom, pop it a few times, maybe bring it up back inside that water column to the top again, let it fall a second time. It's gonna get that bass to bite on that first fall or that second fall. 90% of my catches are the first time that Senko falls down inside the water column. You do not need to work that thing all the way back to the bank. Bring it up once, bring it up twice, that's it. The exception would be the Nico rig. The Nico rig, I cast it out there, I let it fall, and I dead stick it or work that thing differently all the way back to the bank, unlike a Texas rig or a wacky rigged Yamamoto Senko. Simple colors, simple presentation, maximum confidence. 5-inch Gary Yamamoto stick bait. When it's all said and done, folks, August is not about covering miles of shoreline. It's about fishing smart, staying out of the sun, finding shade when you can, and just predetermining where those bass are gonna be, when they're gonna be there, and how to target them with the simplest of approaches. If this video helped you in any way, please like and subscribe. And let me know down in the comments, what is your absolute favorite go-to bait or lure when targeting largemouth bass during the month of August when it's absolutely hot as an oven. Until next time, stay safe, stay hydrated, and as always, stay hooked.